They're following us everywhere.
We're at the Independence Palace in the center of Burundi. You gotta take life step by step. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused.
Focus, man.
You can imagine how it feels right now with the exhaust fumes, everything in the air. Whoa. All right. Gotta take life step by step. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay focused. I think Kid Cudi had a song like that. Shorty, no joking. Gotta stay focused. Maybe I'll play that song at the end of here. They don't slap me with a copyright thing. Shorty, no joking. You gotta stay focused. All right. Bomba clot. All right, so this is the most modern looking area of the city I've seen so far. There may be some other spots, but for now, this takes the cake. Today, we're coming to you from the city of Bujumbura, located in Burundi. So you're probably thinking to yourself, what is Bujumbura and what is Burundi? So I'm gonna break it all down for you. Sit down, have a seat, get comfortable, hit the like button. Jesus paid for it. Don't even think about it, subscribe as well. So Bujumbura, capital of Burundi, is located in Eastern Central Africa. So on one side you have the Congo, and on the other side, going north a little bit, you've got Rwanda. You've probably already heard of Rwanda if you're watching this channel right now. So the way that we arrived here today, we took a bus from Kigali, the main bus station, to here. Now that voyage was supposed to be like 6 hours if you were in your own car, but we had to stop at the border. And so this was about a 2 hour wait that we had at the border. And then coming this way, the total trip, which I said was about 6 hours drive time, ended up being about 12 hours. But it's nothing for an adventurer, it's nothing for a traveler, because then you got all kind of stories, and I got some stories for you. We went through a little bit of a weird profiling situation coming in through the border. They actually called the hotel and were like confirming that we had a reservation, which is strange. I've been all over the world. I've actually never had the customs guy call the hotel. You know, thank God we weren't lying, because that's not how we roll. But, you know in advance that they could verify whatever place you tell them. So make sure that you have a legitimate reservation. The reservation was confirmed. We came through smoothly, got my stamp. I was ready to go. I already had my visa before I showed up. So if you don't know, you can get a visa on arrival in theory, but I really wouldn't try that unless I was flying into the country. So I have another video where I break down how to go to an embassy and get your visa for Burundi. Make sure you check that out in case you're the adventurous type. You want to see something new beyond all the typical spots. That's what this channel is about. There's a lot of your favorite YouTubers They're scared to come out here. You won't see them in the middle of what we got here going on. You know, they want to stick to nice, cushy places. I won't call out any names. And that's a couple real ones who did come to Burundi on YouTube. Shout out to them. That's what I'm about. You know, I'm not trying to do what everyone else is doing. So far, I've come here after spending several weeks in Kigali. So I have to tell you, there's a bit of a culture shock when you go from one to the other. The levels of development are radically different. Now, to begin with, Rwanda is a very clean country. It's famous for the cleanliness, and I gotta tell you, they need to catch up out here. Something tells me that Rwanda was maybe like this country 30 years ago. So in a way, it's kind of like traveling through time and seeing what leadership, potential, and vision can do for a country. Because if one day Rwanda was like this, and it's like how it is now, then why can't they do the same here? That's what I feel like. I feel like when you have a neighbor and your neighbor buys a new car, you want to get a new car. It's that keeping up with the Joneses mentality that can actually be a positive thing, because it's a motivator. It can make you say, hey, look, I've been slacking. I can do much, much better if I apply myself. Because an interesting thing here is that the people from Burundi and the people from Rwanda are actually the same people, the same ethnic group. So there's really no differences and nothing that's holding them back except themselves. I feel like the potential here is limitless. One thing that you will notice is that it's a bit warmer here compared to Rwanda. Rwanda is at a higher elevation, so you get cooler nights especially. And here, I believe it's at sea level. There's a lake right outside the city, so things are a little bit warmer here. I haven't even been here 24 hours yet, so I'm still updating as it happens, as I'm seeing more and more of the city. But I feel like this is the main drag, the most developed part. So from here, everything is going to be more or less more humble and less developed than this. Another big difference that I have noticed is that here, French is the lingua franca. Everybody here speaks French, and English is very hard to come by. They're going to use their local language, which is, I believe, a version of Kinyarwanda, but it's the Burundi version. So people from Rwanda may not understand it 100%. I'm actually here with someone from Rwanda, and when a local person tried to speak to them in the language, it didn't compute. You know, you could see the look on their face like, nah, this is not the same thing. So I don't know if we have anything quite the same in English, except maybe if you would look at Scottish people and then you look at people in the UK. So now we're facing the other way, and you can see the mountains behind me. So it makes for a beautiful backdrop. The sun is cooking me a little bit. It's not crazy hot, but I can definitely feel the difference between the afternoon heat in Kigali and the afternoon heat here in Bujumbura. One thing that stood out, I mean, at this point, it should be not a surprise, but it is just a funny thing when you actually experience it. So we just came from a supermarket. This is probably the biggest supermarket in the city, or at least the biggest one we've seen right here in the central area. And the owner was Chinese, which really makes you think, how far are we away from China right now? China, we're landlocked, number one. So to get here from China is a voyage. That's like at least 4 airplanes. And yet, a Chinese person decided to come here, decided to start a business, doesn't look like the locals, probably didn't come here speaking the local dialects, because there's probably nowhere to study that, and they were able to make business work here and to thrive and to import Chinese products. Because this store had products, many kind. It wasn't only food. They also had all kind of products for your home, just random things. I can't even name them, but you know what I'm thinking of. You know, plastic stuff from China in all varieties. They had all that kind of stuff there. And they were able to come here to a country no one wants to come to and develop a business and thrive. And when you would think that they have everything working against them, the language, the race, the distance. So it really makes you think that there's opportunities everywhere. I don't care where you're at. Somebody can turn nothing into something. And even when people are considered poor, there's always a way to get out $1 and to sell them something. So You just want to come forward with that mentality that, you know, they could drop me in the jungle butt naked and I would come out of the jungle with a 3-piece suit on, driving a motorcycle. Many people have been able to thrive out of the dirt, out of the concrete, and pull something out of it. And this was an example of it. And it's also an example of the mentality. Why is it that these folks can come anywhere in the world, especially here, and that they can make business work? So a lot of questions, not that many answers, but I got a few answers, or at least theories, and I'll share those later. Thank you for watching. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your baby mama. Share it with that sister who don't talk to you because you stole her car that one time when you was drunk. Once again, you already know who it was. It was your man, Jay Focus, reminding you to stay focused. Until next time. So you guys got to see a lot of Buju today. This is a little bit a nicer area, if you can tell. They actually have lines in the street. They have crosswalks. I wouldn't say it's clean, but I wouldn't say it's dirty. It's about average. It's a little less chaotic here than I've seen in other areas. You get that throwback feel here, like you were in Kigali 30 years ago. That's what I'm feeling here. Except no motorcycles. I think Kigali had the motorcycles 30 years ago. I think you guys have had those for a long time as part of the culture. One thing here is you gotta watch out for potholes. And I'm not talking about if you're driving. I'm talking about you need to watch out for potholes when you're walking, because there's a lot of spaces where you can fall right in the middle of the street, right in the pavement. No warning. So you gotta be very attentive out here. You can't drop your guard for a second. I can only imagine at nighttime, walking these streets, uneven, rocks, holes, everything. And then you got the guys that follow you, like these individuals behind me. I'm not mad at them though. So we're at the Independence Palace in the center of Burundi. This is as close as I can get because there's a gate here. And so I'm not able to pass this gate. Unfortunately, it's locked off today. And this is pretty much it. I don't know who this guy is. I'm assuming that he's a president, a former president of the country of Burundi. I'm gonna try and find that out if I can and let you guys know who it is. There's a lot of kids here begging. It's unfortunate, but you have this in many cities in the world. I don't know what they're saying, but they're saying something to me in French or their language. Yeah. So we're just gonna walk around here. I'm gonna show you this boulevard here. So I guess they put this here in Bujumbura, in the city, to commemorate their independence from France. I don't know what year that was, but this is the spot.
You can shave. Shave. They're following us everywhere.
Such thing as a life that's better than
Focus, man.